Kimberly and welcome back to Sweet Red Poppy. On today's episode, we are going to be transforming this clear glass ornament into something fabulous. We're going to be turning it into this glittered unicorn ornament. Now I'm going to walk you through every step of this project. It's such a fun project. My little girls are obsessed with unicorns, and if we're being honest, so am I. So first things first, let's go over some of the supplies that we're going to need for this tutorial today. The first thing you're going to need is polyacrylic. Now this is the sealant we're going to be using to allow your glitter to seal to the glass ornament. You could also use a plastic ornament. But this is amazing because it has such a strong hold. It dries completely clear and it's not going to flake or drip or come undone after a few years. It's going to give you high gloss shine and it's going to seal that glitter in perfectly. I have tried just about every type of sealant out there for the unicorns, and this one is the one that always gives me the best results. The next thing you'll need for this project is a bunch of clear ornaments. You can use glass or plastic, either one will work, but you'll want to look for the larger sized ornaments. The next thing you'll need is glitter. So I have a little bit of glitter right here. You'll also need some clay, some vinyl. I have a black vinyl. If you don't have a Cricut machine, that's okay, you can use a Sharpie. And you'll need some white paper and some gold paper. You'll also need a hot glue gun. I'm gonna go ahead and open up my polyacrylic inside. So I'm going to remove the top of this. I like to use a little masking tape on the bottom just to hold my ornament in place. Now I'm going to insert some of this polyacrylic, about 10 milliliters, and I like to do a little bit extra. I know some people get worried about wasting, but I just reuse my polyacrylic as I'm going. So I'm gonna fill that. And now what you want to do is just gently swirl your ornament. You want to make sure that you're fully coating the inside of this ornament. You don't want to have any holes or gaps. So just slowly turn this ornament, and as you're turning, you're going to be tipping it more downwards. So keep tipping until you get close to the top. If you have excess polyacrylic at this point, you can dump it back in to your can of polyacrylic and reuse it. Usually I'll just put it upside down, make sure that I've covered the whole top, and then let that excess flow back into the can. Now I'm going to make a little funnel out of this square piece of paper just by rolling it. You want to start by making the smallest part at the bottom, and the largest part will be at the top. Roll this up, and this is going to fit right into your ornament so that you don't have a big glitter mess. Now I'm just going to pour my glitter inside of the ornament. I like to use about a few tablespoons worth of glitter, just to make sure that I'm fully coating the inside of my ornament. And now you're going to do the same thing that you did with the polyacrylic and just tilt and turn. So just keep spinning that until you see that the entire surface has been coated with glitter. You can place the lid on top and then you can shake it to make sure that everything is being coated. And just make sure the entire inside is getting coated with glitter. You can hold it up to the light and look through it to make sure that you don't have any gaps. It's a good way to check. And then once I've done that, I can just dump out any excess glitter that I might have. You don't want to leave the excess glitter in there because it can form clumps. Now I'm going to set this aside and let it dry completely. The next step of the glitter ornament is to start creating the horn. Now I'm using polymer clay, and I'm just going to open this clay up, and what I want to do before I turn it into a unicorn horn is I just want to knead it a little bit, warm it up between my hands, and make it so it's a little bit more pliable. Once you've rolled your clay into a ball, you want to roll it into a cylinder, and repeat that with your other piece of clay as well. You want to narrow the top of the clay just a little bit. That's going to be the top of your unicorn horn. And then you're going to put the narrow parts together, pinch them with one hand, and then begin turning with your other hand. And as you're turning, you're going to be gently pulling upwards and stretching your horn out. This will create a longer horn. On the bottom of your unicorn horn, you want to pinch the bottom together so that it won't come undone, and then you want to score the bottom. And at this point, I'm going to place this in a baking dish and bake it for 1 hour at 275. Now I'm going to be placing the vinyl onto my ornament, and the vinyl is going to be the eyelash cut file. You can find this linked in the description below. So I'm going to place this in front of me. I've already cut it out, and what you need to do is just remove the excess, and then you'll need to use some transfer tape to transfer it. So here I have my design, and I've transferred it onto some tape, and I'm going to place this directly onto my ornament. I like to put it a little bit higher than you might expect on the top third of the ornament, and then I'm just going to press with my finger, adhering that vinyl onto my ornament. Then I'm going to gently peel my transfer tape away from my ornament, making sure that it's secure. At this point, I'm going to add my horn back onto my ornament, and you want to make sure that it's completely cooled down from the baking process. I'm going to put a little glob of hot glue onto my horn, and then I'm going to attach it to the top. Next up, we're going to be creating the flowers for our unicorn. I've cut these out on my Cricut. If you don't have a Cricut, that's okay. You can still use the flowers that you find in your local floral section at any craft store. So I'm going to pull this away and reveal all of my cut flowers. Now this is a free Design Space file. Just search for 3D flowers within Cricut. To make your paper flower, there's a few different ways to do this. You can use one of these little tools, which is from Cricut, or you can just wind it with your fingers. So you're just going to keep winding all the way until you reach the end of the flower. Once you reach the end of the flower, you're going to want to put another glob of hot glue on this circle. This circle right here is what's going to keep everything in place. So put some hot glue right there, and then secure your flower to the base. You want to let it unravel just a little bit and open up. And then you'll want to repeat this process with the other two flowers. I'm going to attach my flowers to the ornament. I'm just going to place some glue right here on my ornament, in front of the horn and on either side of the horn. And I just want to press down firmly to make sure that those flowers are completely secured to the base of my ornament. The final step of this unicorn is to attach its ears. So I went ahead and pre-cut some ears. I have white, and then I have a slightly smaller piece out of gold glitter. So I'm just going to glue these together. Just a little dab of glue on both of them. Then I'm going to place the glitter on top. And I'm going to run a line of glue along the bottom of this, just to help secure it to the ornament. Make sure not to get any hot glue on your fingers. And then I'm going to fold this just a little bit to give it a little more shape, and place it right behind the flower. And you want to hold it in place until the glue has cooled completely. Here we have our finished glittered unicorns. They turned out so pretty, and I can't wait to give them to my little girls. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Sweet Red Poppy. I'll be back here next week with another fun crafty tutorial. See you soon!